Hi there, I'm Nancy Nash with Starfish Strength, and today I want to give you a kick butt kickboxing workout you can do with limited time, space, and equipment. So for equipment today, you'll want a sturdy chair for our warm-up and cool down, and a mat or a towel for our floor exercises. And you don't have to have your own gloves, but if you do, I suggest using them to up the fun factor. And you'll want enough space in all directions to make a snow angel. So in between exercises, you can just pause and take a breather, you can march in place, you can shake out the hips, or you can grab some water. Make sure you take this workout at your own pace. This will get easier over time, I promise. We're gonna kick off our warm-up with a hurdle step. So I'm gonna lift the knee towards my chest, pull the belly in, and then move the knee to the outside and bring it back up to complete that circle. You can always make this a smaller circle if you need it to be, and you can always set your foot down in between. Switching to the other side, you can just turn around, or you can move your chair if that's more convenient for you. And then again, remember, you can always make this range of motion smaller if your hips feel kind of tight right now. But if they're feeling pretty good, let yourself raise the knee towards the belly button. Continuing to warm up the lower body, I'm going to do a leg swing across. So the standing leg is pretty straight with just a slight bend in the knee. And I should feel a pull on both sides of the ankle in that leg, as well as some stretching in my hips. Lining up on the other side, I want to make sure that I have a little bend in my knee. I can feel the arch in my foot. You may notice that one hip feels a little tighter than the other, and that's totally fine, totally normal. Just listen to your body and feel free to take more breaks if you need them. Warming up the upper body, I'm going to turn the chair so that I can place my hands on the seat. I'm going to step so I have the hands and feet a little longer than a tabletop position, and we're going to do a down dog to a high plank. So I'm going to bend the knees and shift my hips back, stretching the back and shoulders, and then shift my body weight forward, pushing the heels down, stretching the back of the legs. I still want to keep my belly button drawn in. I want to make sure that my lower back doesn't wind up dipping in this so that I get everything stretched out in the alignment that I want it to work and be strong in. Go ahead and come back up. We're going to reach the hands out into the letter X, and then I'm going to take one hand, reach it towards the outside of the opposite hip or the opposite knee. It really just depends on how loose or tight the hips and shoulders feel at this point. And I'm going to turn my body as much as possible. So bending at the knees, pivoting with the feet, turning the ankles back and forth to really get everything warmed up and twisting well. Let's do one more on each side. Nice job. Go ahead and grab some water and we're going to get into our workout. So if you are putting on gloves, I recommend laying your mat out first and then go ahead and put your gloves on and we'll get started. We're gonna lead off with a jab cross and we're gonna do it on both sides so it doesn't matter which side you start on. So whichever hand your backhand is, I'm gonna take that hand, I'm gonna jab, and then I'm gonna take the other hand and I'm gonna turn my body and I'm gonna cross. When I jab, I'm gonna bend the front knee, kind of like I'm doing a little bit of a lunge. And then when I cross, I really want to make sure I turn that back foot and hip so that I'm really using my entire body. I'm really using the power of the legs and the core muscles to drive these punches and retract quickly. Nice job. Try one more. Go ahead and let yourself switch sides. So remember, I'm going to jab with that back arm, and then as I turn, I'm really pushing off that back foot. I'm turning the hip as well as the foot. I'm using my core muscles to help me twist back and forth, retract those arms, bring them in front of the face. And then as much as I can, I'm really going to try to make this one fluid motion. Make sure that I'm punching and using the leg at the same time. Last 2 combos. Let's finish this strong. Nice job. Give yourself a moment to shake out the hips or grab some water. So now we're gonna go into a side-to-side shuffle with a side kick. I'm gonna do 2 shuffles and a kick just to keep this simple and maximize my floor space. Let yourself master the balance here before you worry about lifting the leg high. So anytime I'm doing something that requires a lot of balance, I want to lead by drawing the belly button in, and then I'm going to think about balancing with an arch in my foot, building a tripod between both sides of the ball of the foot and the heel. And then I'm lifting the knee kind of to my chest and then stomping with the heel. So I like to think about like stomping a spider really quickly, and then I'm going to pull that knee back in and place the foot back on the ground. Awesome work, you nailed that. So if you can't tell, I'm breathing hard too. We're gonna go through all 3 of those exercises one more time. Leading off with our jab cross on that first side. So remembering that we're really trying to wire the upper body with the lower body and use the power of the whole body together. I really want to drive that pivot with my rotation in my core, going back and forth, bring those fists back underneath the face. You got this. Keep driving through those feet. Let yourself try one more on this side. Nice work. Go ahead and switch sides. Going through this one more time on the second side. I'm sure you're tired like I am, but really make sure you let yourself power through the feet. Turn that back foot back and forth. Really use your abs. You should feel this in the side wall of your abs, in your obliques. You should feel it in the back of the shoulders as you drive back and forth. You're almost there. One more. You got it. Let's finish this circuit strong. We're going to do our side-to-side shuffle with side kicks again. So you can stay focused on the same spot in front of you the entire time if that helps your balance. But if you're starting to feel pretty good about your balance, then challenge yourself to look in the direction that you're kicking. And if you're ready for some higher kicks, really let yourself lean your torso to the side, use it as a counterbalance, and then to bring your body back up, you're gonna push through that straight leg that's on the floor. So it's really not about just swaying the torso back and forth, it's still about that leg power. But if you're not ready for those high kicks yet, that is okay. Stay within your own range of motion and work up over time. Nice job, that was awesome. Definitely grab some water if you need to. Our second circuit is going to kick off with front kicks, and we're going to do one leg at a time. So I'm going to start off in the same stance that I started the first circuit with. Hands guarding my face, one leg behind me, and then I'm going to draw the belly button in, lift the leg to the front, lift the knee above the hip if I can, and kick to the front. I want to lead that kick with my heel if I can and fully extend the leg. And then go ahead and reposition yourself with the other leg behind you, and we're going to do the second side. So again, let yourself focus on mastering the balance before you worry about how high you're lifting your knee. I'm drawing the belly button in. I'm putting pressure into the ball of my front foot. I can feel the arch in that foot. I can feel a squeeze in my glutes, and the abs and the glutes together really help me balance. And for our third exercise, we're going to do alternating uppercuts. So I'm going to come into a wide stance with the feet, bend the knees, and make sure that I really turn back and forth through my core as I drive the arms alternatively up underneath the chin. So again, this is an exercise that really wires the upper body and lower body power together. So I really want to push off that foot to drive the fist underneath my chin. And if you can't tell, this is another ab burner. I should really feel this in the side wall of my abs. Almost there, you got it. Nice job. Remember, in between, you can bring it into that march in place. You can shake out the hips, or you can grab some water. We're going to go through that circuit one more time, starting off with our front kicks on the first leg. So if you're feeling good about your balance in this second round, let yourself build a little speed with this. Remember, most of my weight is staying on that front leg. The back foot is more like a kickstand. So I really want to keep my belly pulled in. I want to keep my glutes squeezed. Remember, stay in your own lane. These don't need to be as high or as fast as mine. You just need to be getting a killer workout. One more time on the other side, you got this. So remembering to keep most of your weight in that forward leg. And if this is your non-dominant side, that might not feel so intuitive. And I know I say this a lot, but it really is very normal to have one leg that feels more powerful and strong. And know with every rep, you're bringing more balance to your body that's going to help you with everything in life. Last one, you got it. Great work. Let's do those uppercuts one more time. So I know I've talked a lot about powering from the legs and the core, and that is important, but clearly you're getting a serious arm workout too. So as I hook the arms under, I should really feel this in the biceps, and as I pull those elbows back, I'm gonna feel it in the middle of my back and between the shoulder blades. You got this. We just got a couple more. Keep going. Nice work. You're almost there. We have one more circuit and that cool down is coming. Make sure you grab some water. This is our last circuit. Let's really make it count. So we're going to do a hook, hook, and a rear kick. So staying on the same side, you can think about this as a donkey kick. Again, I really want to bring the knee up before I stomp with the heel. So just do this at your own pace within your own balance capacity. So where the uppercut is more of a punch underneath the chin, the hook is really a punch into the side of the body. So I really want to throw my body weight into that punch. So that means I'm going to turn the entire torso in the direction that I'm punching. You can tell I'm not very quick at this. Take this at your pace. Nice work. Let's go ahead and repeat that on the other side. So just like my other kicks, I'm going to draw the belly button in, squeeze the glutes, shift my weight into the ball of that front foot, draw the knee up, and then stomp through the heel. And I want to try to shift my weight back and forth for this one because you can tell that I really need to have kind of even weight on both feet to throw those hooks. So it is important to be able to shift back and forth quickly. Again, this is a pretty slow one for me. So take this at your own pace and let yourself build that speed and balance over time. You're doing awesome. We've got one more to go through. Last one. And kick. Nice. You totally nailed that. We've got one more exercise in this circuit. Feel free to go ahead and take off your gloves for this one if you want to. So we're going to do a walkout plank with a shuffle back, and if you're up for it, we'll add some jumping. So pull the belly in, let yourself bend your knees as much as you need to as you walk out, and then lunge forward, step to the top, and march or jog back. Great job. Let's try that again. So my wrists are going to position right underneath my shoulders, walk to the top, and then walk or jog back. And if you're ready, we're going to make this into a squat thruster plank. So I'm going to really push through my hands to push my hips back and use the abs and glutes along with my feet and my powerful calves to push my feet to the top. Whichever version you're doing, we want to keep the lower back flat and protected, which means I'm drawing the belly button in. And if that means I need to have my booty higher in the air, then so be it. The goal is to get a really good workout and train those abs. I know these are really super hard, so let's just try one more together. You got this. Dig deep, last jump. Nice work. Awesome job. That's a tough exercise. Grab some water. We're going to go through this circuit one more time. Leading with our hook, hook, rear kick. So remembering that the hooks are side body punches where I'm really throwing my body weight, I want to remember to keep the weight in the feet fairly even throughout those. And then to balance for that rear kick, I really want to draw my belly button in, shift most of my weight into the ball of the front foot, and use the torso as a counterbalance, along with my knee drive to bring the body back up. Let's try one more combo. You can do it. Great work. We're going to go right into that second side, but feel free to pause if you need a break. So remembering, I'm going to throw those side body punches, really turning back and forth through my torso, really using the entire power of the back and the abdominal wall. And you can see my body's getting tired, and I'm sure yours is too. This is a good time to let yourself focus on the deeper reasons that you're doing this for yourself, for your family, for your health. Really dig deep. This is our last combination. You got it. Way to go. You're awesome. We're going to do our walkout plank with a shuffle back one last time. And remember, if you're ready, you can add the jumping into this. So I do prefer to take my gloves off for these, but if you do it with the gloves, you're just going to do a plank more on your knuckles. So remember, as I come into that squat thruster plank, I really want to use the power of my quads, glutes, and calves together to launch myself forward. And then if you want to add that jump at the top for fun or to burn more calories, feel free to do that. You're doing really awesome. These are very difficult. As much as you can, really try to keep your belly pulled in. Try to protect that lower back. Again, it's okay to have the booty in the air. We're going to try one more together. You can do it. So let yourself walk out. Keep the shoulders over the wrists. Squat back. Jump up. Woohoo! You made it. Awesome job. You did it. If you can't tell, I'm sweating and breathing hard too. Grab some water and we're going to cool down. So go ahead and grab your sturdy chair. We're going to come into a lunge position. I want to make sure both feet are straight, and then I'm going to pull in the belly as I lunge forward, and I should get a good stretch down the rear leg. And I might feel that in the inner thigh as well, because we really worked those muscles hard today. After you've held that for a few seconds, go ahead and let yourself transition to the other side. Remember to keep that back foot straight and pull the belly in, so we're stretching these muscles in good alignment. So next I'm going to position myself side by side with my chair. Step the foot forward that's closest to the chair. Step the other foot back. Lunge slightly, and then I'm going to reach up and over, supporting myself on the chair. This is a really good stretch for the outside of the hip, as well as this whole side of the body. And then go ahead and let yourself set up for that on the other side. Remember, we want to keep the feet about hip width distance apart if we can. I'm going to draw in the belly and find that stretch in the legs before I reach up and over to the side. And if for some reason this is bothering your shoulder, you could just do a reach across the body. But if it feels okay, go ahead and let yourself reach all the way over. Next, I'm going to position myself so I'm holding the chair back. And I'm going to start stepping the feet back with slightly bent knees. I want to keep the back flat as I push the hips back till I start finding a pretty good stretch for the back and shoulders. And once you find that, you can straighten the legs a bit more if you want to. You might find that this is enough stretch just keeping the knees bent. But if you do need a little bit more, you can shift some body weight into the balls of your feet, and you should get a really good stretch going up your calves. And then go ahead and let yourself walk forward. Stretching the legs and hips a little more deeply, I'm going to elevate one heel on my chair. And then I'm going to hinge at the waist just if I need more stretch. The leg should be straight. I want to think about pulling the hip back into its socket to really maximize this. And to take it even further, I might turn towards that outside hip. And then you might really feel it in the glutes as well. Coming out of that, let yourself bend the knee and safely swing the leg off the chair, and we're going to do that on the other side. So again, I'm going to elevate the other heel on the chair. I'm going to think about really pulling the hip back into its socket. I'm going to keep both legs pretty straight here. I can think about pulling the toe back towards my face. That'll increase the stretch in the calf. And then I'm going to turn towards that outside hip, only if that feels good, to get an even better stretch in the hip and glutes. So now I'm going to position the chair behind me. And if you're feeling like your legs are kind of jello-y or you're unsure about your balance, make sure you've got either a wall or something you can use in front of you for stability. I'm going to take one foot and put it on the chair. And when I do that, I'm going to start with my hips back. And then I'm going to straighten everything. I'm going to pull the belly button in, and the more I straighten my spine and push through that foot on the floor, I should get a good stretch in the front of my thigh and in the front of the hip. Coming out of that safely, push the hips back and swing the leg off, and go ahead and transition to the other side. Going into the second side, I'm gonna push my hips back, swing the foot up on the chair, and then I'm gonna start thinking about thrusting that hip forward, lining up the knees and the hips. And as I straighten the spine and pull my belly in, I should feel a good stretch in the front of the thigh and hip. And then coming out of that safely again, pushing the hips back, swinging the leg off. And then to stretch the upper body, I'm gonna take one hand behind the head, let myself look up and just stretch the chest. And I should feel this probably in the front of the shoulder, a bit in the triceps. And then go ahead and bring your head back to center and let yourself switch sides. So again, I should get a really good stretch in the front of the chest, in the triceps, and the shoulder. And then as you bring your head back to center, if it feels reasonable for you, I'm gonna have you clasp your hands down behind you, pull the shoulders down, pull the belly button in, and look down. So this should stretch the top part of the shoulders, the upper traps, and the neck. And then I'm just gonna gently turn my chin to one shoulder and then come back through center and turn to the other. Nice job. We're gonna do one last full body stretch. So go ahead and give yourself a big snow angel reach up overhead. Slightly lean back, and then I'm gonna hinge forward from the waist, reaching the fingertips forward, keeping the back flat, pushing the hips back. And when I kind of reach the end of my length there, I'm gonna push onto the thighs a little bit to push the hips back further if it feels good. And then I'm slowly gonna one vertebrae at a time, let myself hang here. So this hang might look like this. Your hands may not touch the ground. You may be flat palmed on the ground. This is very individual. So wherever you're at, just let yourself slowly roll up, and let's do that one last time. So big snow angel reach up overhead, slight reach back to stretch the abs. And then as I hinge forward, reaching the fingertips forward, pushing the hips back, and then pressing onto the thighs, and then slowly releasing the spine. And then go ahead and let your neck relax. Let yourself just look forward in a neutral position for the neck. And then slowly roll up. Great job today. That was a tough workout and you nailed it. Give yourself major credit for your hard work today. Thanks so much for working out with me today. I hope this workout brought you one step closer to seizing your inner star. If you want some additional help with your exercise routine, you can always reach out to me in the application link in the description, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. I will see you in the next video. Our second circuit is going to kick off with front kicks.